Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a video for beginners. Basically, you just got your first fish tank or you just got a fish and you have no idea what you're doing. So basically, this video is going to be, like I said, for beginners. So if you're an expert fish keeper, this video is probably not for you. But I'm just going to be going through all the things you need and all the things you should have, basically, to start up your fish tank. The first thing I'd recommend for beginners is buying a aquarium kit. Normally, you can find these pretty cheap, and they'll include the tank, some sort of light, and normally a filter. So once you have your tank, lighting, and filter out of the way, there's a couple other accessories you're going to need. The main accessory, if you're going to keep tropical fish, is a heater. So this tank I have right here is a 10-gallon aquarium, so that means you probably want around a 50-watt heater. This is a 100-watt heater just because it's what I had on hand, but a 50-watt heater would do fine for this tank, as well as an appropriately sized filter, which I have a hang-on back filter right here. So you'll start off with your bare bones glass tank, or it could be plastic, whatever. First thing you're going to want to do is, if you're going to use gravel in your tank, get some gravel and put it in your tank. You can go ahead and rinse this under just sink water first, and then go ahead and dump it in your tank. So we're just going to go ahead and simply dump it in. Next, you can go ahead and place your decor. So these can simply just go on the rocks, like so. Just take the base of them and just kind of wedge it under the sand or under the rocks, like so. Same thing with hard pieces of decor, like this thing and that thing. Just go ahead, stick them in the tank, really whatever way you want. So this is basically right here the basic setup for a freshwater tank. You got your gravel and you got some fake decor. Now you can go ahead and start getting your water. So tap water is completely fine for fish, for tropical freshwater fish or goldfish, which are also freshwater fish, assuming you put in water dechlorinator. So now you're going to go ahead and fill this up with water, basically right from your sink. You make sure it's room temperature. You're going to want to use some product like this. This is tap water conditioner. You can use anything like Stress Coat, Prime, any water dechlorinator is what you're going to need. This will basically make the tap water safe for the fish, so your fish won't die as soon as you put them in the water. Imagine this all filled up with water. You can go ahead and start setting up your filtration and your heater. Your heater, like so, will just go ahead and hang inside the tank. And depending on the heater, you can either preset it or it will come already set. You want to keep the temperature around 72 to 80 degrees. This heater is automatically set at 78, which is perfect for tropical fish. But if you do get a heater you have to manually set, that's a good temperature range. Next, you're going to want to take your filter. You can go ahead and set it up to manufacturer's instructions, which should be included in your kit. This is like a basic hang-on filter. You can go ahead and hang this in the back of the tank. And then once this tank's filled with water, you can go ahead and pour water into the back of the filter. Then you can go ahead and plug your heater in and plug your filter in. Now that your tank's all filled up with water and running, you have two options. You can either cycle the tank, which is basically where you leave it with no fish for a month, or if you're pressed on time or already have the fish, you need to pick up something like this. So this is Bacterial Supplement. It's basically good bacteria in a bottle. And basically when you first set up your fish tank, it's empty. There's no bacteria in it. It's basically almost sterile. And the fish need bacteria to live because the bacteria basically breaks down the uneaten fish food and fish poop and turns it into something the fish can kind of live with, basically. So if you already have your fish, or if you're going to add fish when you just set up your tank, which isn't really recommended, but a lot of people do it, you're going to want to invest in some sort of bacteria supplement, which you can add to the tank. Basically add an entire bottle. I don't really listen to the instructions. I add a lot of it into the tank, and that will basically reduce any fish die-off by a lot because you're adding that good bacteria into the tank without waiting for it to culture itself. Always, when you're getting your first fish, only get a few at a time and never overstock your tank because that could lead to them dying. But I will say that is basically my #1 tip for beginners, is to invest in a bacteria supplement or something like that, because that almost instantly cycles your tank. There are a lot of different brands of it, but I've found the top thin one I just showed you to be pretty good for beginners, and it's worked well for me. Once your tank's all filled up, you can go ahead and put your lid on and go ahead and turn your lights on, and that is pretty much it. Now remember to acclimate your fish, float the bag in the tank, and then you can basically net them out of the bag and dump them in the water. That is pretty much it for this video. That is the basic setup on a tank. Quick maintenance tip: change about 30-40% of the water every week with new, fresh, clean water. You should be good to go. Make sure you use dechlorinator. Make sure you use a bacteria supplement. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.